Good evening, Tri-City area. We got a good one going on here in the county. We got number 4 Sandy Creek coming to town here from Harris County as the Harris County Tigers, the most improved team in the Tri-City area. They are the talk of all high school football around this area. 4-1 on the season after losing to Troup County. And I'm with beside me a guy that I know all too well. And if you keep up with Harris County, then you know who Rick Beach is. You know who Kutsu Sports is. Rick, how are you and how excited are you of this game?
Hey, I'm fired up for this game right here. We've been talking about it pretty much since preseason, but with this current 4-game winning streak Harris County's on, I think the juice is kind of amped up a little more.
Yeah, they are, and it's homecoming night as well, so a lot of festivities, pregame festivities are happening around the area. Russell County, that's where our other doubleheader, Richards, there. They have a homecoming going on tonight, too. But we are excited. This is the number 1 game in the area. There's no doubt about it. It's the prep zone for WRBL, Jack Patterson, and Tyler Redmond. It's their game of the week. It's Jonathan Hoppy, Tony Reese, and WTVM's game of the week. And it's Georgia Alabama Sports Live's game of the week. So every media outlet's here for what should be a fantastic night. Patriots and Tigers. And I'm going to name off some of the starters. And here's the thing. For many people that don't know, there are little towns within Harris County. So, yes, everybody's from the county, but then there's little towns surrounding inside the county that these players are from. So, first I'm going to start with Levi Watson. He's a quarterback. He's from Hamilton. Isn't he right, Rick?
Yeah, right down the road.
Next is Miguel
Silva.
Sevilla. Is it Sevilla or
Yeah.
Silva?
Silva.
Silva from Catala. I know Catala very well. I'm actually from that area. Holden Hayjack from Mountain Hill, number 10, and the big man, the bus, the guy you don't want to be in front of when he's running, Matei Yeoman, number 43. He is from Waverly Hall. All right, Rick, real quickly, give me your keys to the game on why you think Harris County can pull off this monster upset.
It's all about the defensive line for Harris County. This year they've been playing out of their minds. Really good defensive line. You got Josh Jones, T.J. Johnson, Holden Hayek, and Bishop Adams. You got 2 juniors, 2 seniors. That's the anchor of the defense. And if they can maintain the running game from Sandy Creek, it will give Harris County a chance.
Well, we're about to have kickoff. Harris County wants to take possession, and I agree with you. And I said this on high school game day, Rick. If Harris County, time of possession, if they can dominate that, keep it a low-scoring, and many people would say ugly game. I think that's just old school football, smash mouth. I think they can win. If this thing gets in the 50s, that's probably going to lean towards Sandy Creek as they are the number 4 team in the state of Georgia 3A. They're 5-1, and they are sensational, and that includes Mr. Latimer, their running back. He already has 819 yards rushing, Rick, 9 touchdowns in only 6 games. He's almost at 1,000 yards. He probably could get it tonight.
And that's a sophomore getting a lot of interest from D1 SEC schools.
And it is going to be a short kick that's going to bounce out of bounds, and we're going to have good field position for the Sandy Creek Patriots. Sandy Creek is in Tyrone, Georgia, about an hour and a half from here. Sandy Creek, and if you go to Sandy Creek, you consider yourself, like that Douglasville area, you consider yourself part of Atlanta. I think everyone says they're Atlanta if they're within 30 miles of it.
Hey, to talk on top, they're going to re-kick it with a penalty.
Oh, so they are going to re-kick it.
Yeah, Tyrone right down the road. We made the trip last year. It had a pretty competitive, especially first half, and the game got, a little sideways in the second half for Harris County. But it was a really competitive game at halftime. So they're going to kick it off now from the 35.
Well, let's talk about Harris County as we were trying to figure out what's going on. By the way, shout out to White Hat Dana Barker, lead official, my boy DB. And his staff, they do a wonderful job in Alabama. They also do Georgia. They call Columbus Lions game. I mean, this guy is a weatherman, works for Auburn, is an SEC official. This guy is the real deal. So we're going to have an excellent officiating crew on tonight's game. Harris County, 2-8 last year. Coach Watson, obviously, that's not the type of year he wanted to have. But this year, you're starting to see the foundation, the culture being set for Coach Watson. Isn't that right, Rick?
Oh, absolutely. At Lambert, he come in, he took a team that was 0-10, and he had them at 5-5, and then it went 7-4. I'm sorry, as Rico Brown got the kickoff.
And because he bobbled it right there, great coverage, and you hear the murmurs in the crowd. So it's going to be not from what could have been at the 40 to now starting at their own 12, but we're going to see a guy that has had an excellent season this year. He is the senior, and his name is Mr. Levi Watson. 738 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. They are a running offensive team. They're not a team that's going to put up 40. They're not those like Oregon Ducks or the high-tempo offensives you see in college football. They're more of the Alabamas back in the early 2000s, late 2000s, where they like playing good defense and scoring when they need to. So Watson in the backfield, and look at this. We're going to have 3 receivers wide, shotgun position, and see if they're going to try to go. And nope, they are going to hand it off. And good handoff and an open hole, and that's going to be a first down. Nice job by number 1, Sevilla, one of the running backs we're going to see in tonight's matchup.
Yeah, that was a really good run right there. It looked like Harris County went with T.J. Johnson on the offensive line.
Yeah.
Harris County has an injury. Mr. Drew, the tight end, is out with a knee injury, so it looks like they're trying to flex it around. They had T.J. at a guard, so they had a couple big bodies in there on the offensive line to help that run out.
Now, Yeoman does play both sides of the ball, but they don't like using him. They like giving him the rock more in the second half. You'll see him get touches in the first half, but he's more of a second-half runner. Handoff again. He's going to bounce to the outside to Sevilla and stays on his feet and gets a positive gain of about 3 or 4 yards. And as long as they can stay ahead of the chains against Sandy Creek, I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, runs like that are what you're going to base on early in. You're trying to fill out the defense. Right now you hit them in the mouth up the middle. Now you're going to run a little sideways. Sideline to sideline, see what the edge can do.
Sandy Creek's only loss this year is to East Coweta. Harris County's is to Troup County. By the way, our prayers and thoughts are to Teo Todd as he's out for the season. And that is debilitating for Troup County as they were looking to win a state championship this year, hoping that they can still be competitive. Watson's going to go over the top. He has a man open and overthrows him by 2 or 3 yards. That was to number 2, Randarius Ogletree. He was open right there, Rick. I'm going to do that tonight as Richard Holder is not here. But, Rick, he had him open, just overthrew him. But nice job and nice play call.
Well, you can see that Rand did get open. Rand Ogletree is the number 1 target for Levi. You're going to see a lot of screens through him, and every now and then he will go deep. And if he can get behind the defense, at least it gives you a sign of potential for that play in the future.
Well, one of the positives right there is it's going to open up the defense a little bit as they like to run. Fake. They're going to set up a screen. Watson fumbles the football, and it bounces right into the hands of the Sandy Creek defender, number 10, Cohen Jordan, and he runs in for the touchdown.
Yeah, really poor job of protecting the football right there with the defenders coming in from both ways. He had the ball out, and it just got punched.
And that is not how Harris County wanted to start this game. And obviously he was going to take the sack, but you're about to take the sack. You got to be careful with it. You talked about, Rick. You got to be able to bottle that thing up and just go ahead and take the loss and punt. But instead, he loses the football trying to make something out of nothing, and it bounces right into the hands of a Patriots defender, and Jordan goes in for 6.
Yeah, to his credit, Levi is an outside linebacker by trade. He's a real physical kid, and he feels like he can break anybody's tackle, and right there was just going to be a tough situation.
And the point after attempt is good, and now it's already Sandy Creek 7-0. Thurp Behringer and Rick Beach of Kutsu Sports. He's also part of Georgia Alabama Sports Live, and he's a part of our family here, and we're excited. By the way, next week, I'll go ahead and throw this out there for all those that are starting to watch right now. I know this is a big game, and we want Harris County to win, but in the grand scheme of things, it means nothing. They're not even in the same classification. Next week's game, that's pretty big, considering the fact Harris County and Northside are rivals. Second, they're vying for another region championship as Northside. Harris County's tied with McIntosh for the lead in the region. That's going to separate themselves from the team that won it all last year in this region, Northside, and me and Rick will be on the call at Connect. That's going to be a good one.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Harris County, you look at next week, Northside got what you want this year.
Yeah.
They're defending region champs, and if you want to show you're going to be a serious contender, this is your opportunity to kind of put your sword down and say, hey, I want it.
Well, they want to get on the mat, and I know they want this one more than anything. It's the number 4 team in the state. The defending state champions in 3A is Sandy Creek. By the way, they also won the state championship in basketball. So Sandy Creek's a pretty good athletic program, really good at baseball too. Harris County, now, Rick, when you have a turnover like that and you get behind the 6 and it looks like they're going to re-kick it again, What do you do offensively right here? Do you start panicking and start doing things that you're not accustomed to, like maybe throwing the ball over the field, or you stick to your game plan? You made one mistake. The game's far from over with. How do you go about this process now?
You got to stay to the game plan right here. You got to stick to the process. What you are is who you are, and that's how you got to do it right here. You're going to run the ball. Don't change who you are just based on that one turnover. They're going to happen. Bad things are going to happen. You got to just, move on from it and forget about it. Memory like an elephant. It looks like we got Yeoman with the ball.
And Yeoman gets great run, 5 yards, and the big man likes to eat, and they're going to be feeding him a lot and expect him to be a big factor in tonight's game.
Yeah, and you won't see none of that bouncing out when Yeoman gets the ball. It's going to be just right up the middle. It looks like they're in a pistol formation now. So you got a pistol formation with a H-back.
And Yeoman took a big hit but gets a first down. He likes to bounce off tackles, don't he, Rick?
That's what he wants. He's looking for somebody to hit when he gets in the hole.
What a hit, what a run. That's a Castleberry collision, first down.
And that's the kind of football Harris County wants to play. If you want to get physical, they want that. They welcome that. Looks like they're going to line up in the same formation again. Now it's going to be a traditional shotgun.
Third Behringer, Rick Beach here for Harris County taking on Sandy Creek. And there goes Levi Watson. Nice job faking the handoff, bounces to the outside and is able to get close to a first down, but they may be getting number 19 for Harris County, Ross Wilcoxon, on a hold right there. Got to let him go, Rick.
Yeah, when it starts running to the outside, once he gets by you, you got to let go of the guy. I understand you want to continue to block, but you got to just let go of him. But that happens when you start running the ball to the outside. You don't see the holds on the runs up the middle.
So now it's going to be 1st and 15 for Harris County.
1st and 15 for the Tigers.
In at quarterback.
They got Q Walker in there, running back.
Walker.
Guy.
And Walker gets absolutely nothing. Good penetration from the Patriots. They make it 2nd down and long. And Harris County, they don't like getting behind the 6, so that's a big penalty, because if they can stay ahead, getting 3-4 yards per carry, per play, that's the type of football they like playing. When they start getting behind at 2nd and 15 and they're having a throw and getting a shotgun, you saw what happened. Turnovers can sometimes be Achilles' heel.
Absolutely. When you get behind the chains, it just changes your whole offensive philosophy a little bit. And with Walker in the game at running back, he's got to be more on the outside. So expect him to try to kick one out if they want to run the ball.
2nd and 15 now.
And where's number 2? You look for Rand Ogletree to get the ball in his hands.
Ogletree. And they're actually going to throw it right to him. Somebody's been watching film and somebody knows Harris County. And good job getting the ball out quick, and now it's going to be 3rd and manageable for Watson, and I expect him to look for him as well, or maybe getting Walker out of the backfield. He's a scat back that likes to get the ball in space, so we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, that's a big play. I mean, you're looking at from a potential 3rd and 12, 3rd and 13 to 3rd and 7, which is still a 3rd and long, but it's absolutely manageable.
All right, 3rd and manageable, as Rick says. Man in motion is Walker. They're going to give it to Walker. Walker's going to try to bounce it to the outside and gets actually moves the pile from where he was initially hit. There is some extracurricular activities, my favorite word. But it's going to be 4th down and short. Is it time to take a risk right here, Rick? Do you go for it?
They've been going for it all year. I don't see what Coach Watson changing it up now. And look who's coming in at running back on this 4th and short.
They got Yeoman.
It's no secret what Harris County wants to do.
Right. He's like Tim Tebow with short yardage. He's almost automatic. He's going to throw. And instead of giving it to Yeoman, he looks on the short out route to Ogletree. And good defense. He was waiting there. That was the Patriots defender. And that's going to be a turnover on downs. 2 possessions and not how they wanted them to end, Rick.
Absolutely. No, that was a good play by the defender to reach around, not getting too much contact and deflecting that pass.
Harris County Sheriff's Office, Capital Burglar Alarm, Professional Paddle Washer, Rick Knight State Farm. Check out their advertisements in our football program.
Now we get to see Lattimore.
Lattimore, this is the first time Sandy Creek has the football this entire game. Lattimore, like I said, Amari Lattimore is only a sophomore. He's got close to 900 yards rushing, 9 touchdowns, and 6 games of work. And you said this guy's already getting looked at by Georgia. You know he's going to be playing at the next level.
Yeah, you're getting looked at that age already for D1 schools, especially SEC schools. And anytime Georgia, back-to-back defending national champs, coming to you.
So that's going to move him back 5 yards. Now it's going to be 1st and 15. This is the first time we're also seeing Harris County's defense. And if I were to ask you, Rick, put a gun to your head, and I said, you got to tell me the best position, best side of the ball, Harris County, you would probably say defense, would you not?
Oh, absolutely. Defensive line specifically.
Yeah. All right, 1st and 15 now. Let's see if that defensive line can pin their ears back. And another flag. We got another pre-snap penalty on Sandy Creek. And that's going to back up 5 more yards to make it 1st and 20. And as we said about Harris County's offense, you don't want to get behind the 6. You dang sure don't want to get behind the 6 with Harris County's defense.
Yeah.
A team that leads the city in sacks. They do a good job getting pressure from that front, but they like bringing Yeoman on blitzes. And let's see if they can pin the ears back and keep pushing Sandy Creek back. Snap, fumble on the play, and it was almost picked up by number 3 for Harris County, Talon Askew. That would have been exactly what the doctor ordered for Harris County.
Oh, absolutely. Deep in that Sandy Creek side of the field, that would have been a big turnover right there. But you still got them 2nd down and super long right here.
.com for links to Facebook and Instagram. Stay in touch with the Tigers all year long.
Be interested to see how many Harris County bring, if they just bring 4, if they want to get the linebackers involved.
All right, the Pinson, the junior, finally gets a clean snap, and he's going to hand it off to Lattimore, and he gets absolutely nothing. It's going to make it 3rd down and long now. So let's talk about Dalen Pinson. He's only a junior, and Pinson's done a really good job being a manager for this program. Only 7 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Obviously, they're a running football team, and we'll see what they got in store now on 3rd down against this vaunted Tigers defense. I got to do it every time. And shout out to the great Ed Orgeron.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care who is the Tigers. It could be Carver, it could be Harris County. Everybody's the Tigers when I say it.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Coach O really, he should have trademarked it when he had a chance. We got a timeout.
And we're going to have a timeout. We're going to take 1, 2. Thrift Behringer, Rick Beach on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live. Welcome back. Sandy Creek on 3rd down. Pinson looking. He's going to find a man cross to the sideline, but overthrows Jace Campbell, and it's going to be 4th down. Good defensive stop right there for the Tigers.
Yeah, there again, they finally throw the ball, and you see the pressure coming from that defensive front as T.J. Johnson, the senior from Waverly Hall, chasing him down. Demetrius Brooks on this punt return. He's the nephew of former NFL player, Western Kentucky, and current coach, D-Rock Brooks.
I like D-Rock. He's a good guy.
Everybody loves to coach D-Rock. You see him down there now pacing that sideline.
And the punt is by Pinson, the quarterback. Booming kick.
That was a very good kick. That was the highest kick that we've seen all season.
Kicked it from the 20, and it stops all the way at the 27. That is about a 63-yard punt from the quarterback. And that's going to set the Tigers up in deep in their own territory.
Yeah, we both watch a lot of high school football. You don't see punts like that too often.
Welcome back, Harris County. I formation. You don't see this formation much, and they're going to give it to Yeoman. Yeoman gets hit pretty hard right there. Only gets about 2 yards. The way the play started with no deep safety, if he's able to break through that initial tackle, he'd probably still be running right now, Rick.
Yeah, the one thing with Yeoman running the ball, he don't have the breakaway, the top end speed you see out of a running back. He is very Nick Chubb-esque with his running physicality, but he just don't have that speed when he does get through the second level.
Second down now and 7. And here comes Yeoman, and Yeoman's got a big hole. There goes Matei Yeoman. And Yeoman gets all the way into Sandy Creek territory. What did we just talk about? They're bringing 8-9 in the box, and they're saying, we dare you to give it to Yeoman. And Yeoman says, please, feed me right now.
Yeah, he's a feed me more, feed me more. He loves that talk. He loves hearing it when he watches the playback. The kids love the attention this brings.
We love being here. Watson hands it off to Yeoman, and Yeoman, it's another 3 yards. Make it second down now.
They're going to get behind that big offensive line, especially you got 77 Braxton Waller and 66 Denver. Denver's got a 4.3 GPA. He was the academic last week.
Yep.
Standout. So they get behind 77, 66. And it looks like they're going to let the big dog eat and let 43 stay on the field.
We apologize. We are kind of choppy right now. Internet is not being cooperative with us, so we apologize. We're trying to get that fixed while we're doing that. Yeoman. It's another 3-4 yard gain.
Yeah, going right back up. He got hit and looked like he got 3 yards with one leg in there. You know, this is a real physical team, but you look at the bloodline of the team. You got head coach Tommy Watson, played offensive line at Mississippi State. They brought in Coach Sweat from North Georgia. He played offensive line at the University of Georgia. So they really brought that physicality and that mindset of we want to, just be road graders on offensive line.
Watson takes it, hands it to Yeoman. Yeoman gets hit in the backfield and tripped up, but does fall forward for at least a yard to make it 4th and short. And now I think Coach Watson will go for it again, as he should. And this time, let's give it to the big man.
Yeah, it looks like
let your best go against their best. If that happens, you get beat, you can live with it. What you can't live with is second-guessing yourself.
Right. You tried to catch him off guard last time. Harris County bringing in 99 T.J. Johnson, and they're going in the power T.
And it looks like he pushed through. And are they going to give him the first down? QB sneak from Watson. We're going to move the chains. And Dana Barker says yes.
Yeah, very good job, Levi. Like we just brought up, Braxton Waller, get on your offensive lineman and just ride that yard out, and you're going to fall forward. Levi's a pretty tall kid. He's going to get a first down.
We appreciate everyone's support. Make sure to share the video, like our page, Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Subscribe on YouTube. We're live on there as well. First down now.
Timeout, Harris
and
County.
Timeout, Harris County. We're going to take 1-2. Thrift Behringer, Rick Beach, Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back here. First down, Harris County driving. They're at their 37-yard line.
Eventually, you have to think we're going to see a pass again on this run, even though they got Yeoman down here at the H-back position and Miguel at running back.
Takes the snap. Going to go deep, has a man open, and Ogletree who catches the ball all the way down, and it gets out of bounds outside the 1-yard line. You just caught it. Hit him in inside. Keep smashing with Yeoman. Throw it over the top to Ogletree.
Oh, absolutely. When that formation you saw, Yeoman was in an H-back. It gave Levi a little extra protection on the pass, ran open downfield. Now you're in the one, and now you got to see that the muscle formation, big T.J. Johnson coming in, and Harris County's going to try to tie this ball game up.
At the 1 yard line, QB sneak. No, they're just going to hand off to Yeoman, and Yeoman falls forward. Did he get stopped? No signal yet.
About the half-yard
And
line.
I think Dana Barker's and the officiating crew is going to say it is second down, so he didn't fall forward for the touchdown.
You got to do it. You got 4 chances at that one play. I wouldn't change anything right here. I'd run the same play and just try to punch it in.
And Yeoman pushing Watson, who breaks the plane, and the Tigers tie it. Great drive and answer. After that fumble for a touchdown, Watson's been automatic, and he finds an open Ogletree, gets him down to the 1, and then Watson does it himself. Great drive, Rick.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to do if you're Harris County. You run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. You stayed positive yards with each run. There was no penalty behind the sticks. Now we got Logan Shelnut trying to tie this game up, and there's looks like a formation violation or some kind of pre-snap penalty on Harris County. You know, Logan Shelnut's the junior, kicked the game-winning field goal when me and Richard were calling the Russell County game.
That was one of the games of the year by far.
Flag on the play. Illegal substitution against Sandy Creek.
Oh, moves up a little bit. See if they still want to kick it. Yeah. You know, sometimes just when you get opportunity to go for 2 after that half the distance.
And kick is up, and kick is good.
Really good job by the holder, Barbie right there. That snap was low, and I don't know how Barbie got a hold of it, but he got it, and Logan punched it right through. Let's give a good shout out Matt Barbie, the junior backup quarterback. Really good hold. That snap did hit the turf before it got to him.
We're going to take a quick break. Threat Behringer and Rick Beach. It's 7-7, 50 seconds left. We got a good one here in the county. And welcome back here. Fumbles on the kickoff, but able to pick it back up. Good coverage by Harris County, and Sandy Creek's going to start at their own 16-yard line. 7-7 here. If you're just now joining us, Harris County on their first drive. Watson on third down fumbles it right into the hands of a Sandy Creek Cohen Jordan, who walks in for a touchdown. Then they get the ball back. Had a turnover on downs, but the third time's the charm. Third drive, they drive it all the way down 70 yards, and one was a big pass play to Ogletree, and then Watson, QB sneaks in for the touchdown. We're all knotted at 7.
Yeah, and here you go back on this defense. We talked about last time a couple of Sandy Creek penalties. You know, they started in 1st and 20 that last drive, so it kind of gave the Harris County defense. Let's see what they can do on a clean slate right here.
Trips to the near side. Tall sweep to Latimer, and there he is with the first tackle for loss. Number 22.
That's Bishop Adams. He's been having a spectacular season. First year really on defense. He was at running back last season. And I'm telling you, I don't know anybody else in the Bi-City area having a breakthrough season as much as right there Bishop Adams.
And now it's going to set up second and long, and I'm already liking what I'm seeing from this Harris County team, and they mean business. Now we have 5 wide for Mr. Pinson. This deep in your own territory, Lattimore comes on late. So now instead of Lattimore, he's in the backfield, man in motion. They're going to throw it to the man in motion, and he's going to have an open lane, and he actually gets about 10 yards. It's going to make it now third down and manageable. That was thrown to number 6, Rich Bazant. And after 1 quarter of play, we got an even, all-knotted matchup between number 4, Sandy Creek, taking on Harris County, who if they win this game, you got to put them in the top 10 of 5A. And who thought they were going to be saying that halfway through the season? Threat Behringer, Rick Beach, we're going to take a timeout. It's Georgia Alabama Sports Live here in the county. There's a fumble on the play.
Harris County's got the ball.
Harris County's got the football. Me and Rick were talking about something, and And on third down, a big turnover from Harris County, and they're going to get the ball in Sandy Creek territory. Maybe we need to look and do something else more often if that's going to mean a turnover.
Absolutely.
Great job by that Tigers defense.
You know, we don't have the TV timeouts like you got in college with the time clock on it, and they kind of snuck up on the half. Dana needs to give us a heads-up whistle on it.
Yeah, let us know you better go live.
Got Big Yeoman back.
And they're going to give it to Yeoman, and Yeoman just gets crushed. And it's going to make it second down. Harris County trying to make a statement that they mean business. And defeating a Sandy Creek team that is number 4 in the state, defending state champions on your home field. That's going to get everybody's eyes wide open in the region they're in.
You can see all the men they got in the box down here at Sandy Creek. It looks like a 5-yard coming for Harris County.
Right now, Harris County's playing, aside from that fumble, like they're the number 4 team in the state. Sandy Creek, a turnover, multiple pre-snap penalties. There's another one this time on defense for them. And the last thing you want to do is set up 2nd and 5 and give Mr. Yeoman 3 chances to get a first down, because he's hard enough to bring down for a yard, let alone when he gets 5 or 6 and gets going. And they're going to give it to him, and the big man, look at that, just runs right through the tacklers. Matei Yeoman, I was about to call him Manti. Matei Yeoman for the touchdown. Big job by the offensive line, huge hole, and you don't arm tackle Mr. Yeoman.
No, he's got the big legs like oak trees coming through the line. And I was going to tell you, I like him coming out of that pistol formation more than a shotgun, because you got to give Matei that downhill run start coming in there. Out of the shotgun, I didn't like giving him the ball, but out of that new pistol formation, we haven't seen that much from Harris County. It looks like he had a head full of steam, and he hit the hole, and you saw what happened when he got there.
Kick is up. Kick is good. And it looks like there's a full moon tonight. And I bet that full moon's, and by the way, the moon looks kind of goldish. Yeah, kind of like the Harris County, like the Harris County Tigers. What a fantastic run by Matei Yeoman. If you don't know who this young man is, he's got 400 yards on the season in 5 games. He's going to get to the 1,000-yard mark easily. But he plays defense. The guy's going to play at the next level. But that run right there is pretty much sums up who Yeoman is. If you give him any type of crease and you try to arm tackle him and you don't try to hit him straight on, he's going for 6.
Yeah, and he's the heart and soul of this team. He's a leader on this team. But the way he plays, his dad coaches on the team. His brother played on the team, and he's at Fort Valley State. Shout out to Malachi. He's down there at Fort Valley State playing defensive end.
Harris County set to kick off for the 2nd time this half, and a booming kick's going to send it all the way, bouncing towards the end zone. Is Sandy Creek going to try to return it? Nope. And they're going to start at their own 20-yard line.
That's a good kickoff. Anytime you just make it be a touchback and let the offense or let your defense get back out there.
Mayo's kick into the end zone. Now will be starting on 20, first and 10 for the first one. Would you like to become a member of the Harris County Touchdown Club? Stop by the Spiritware booth and ask for more information. You may pay your dues right on the spot tonight and become a member.
And Penson's going to keep it, and he's going to get hit for a loss. And there's that guy again.
Bishop Adams again in the backfield, again bringing down another sack.
Sack in the backfield for the Tigers.
He got to him, and he just held on to him, and he's so strong, he finally just pulled him down.
Adams has been spectacular on defense. Second tackle for loss for him.
And keeping Sandy Creek behind the chains is so, such a big deal with their running game.
2nd and 15. Benson, tall sweep to Lattimore, and Lattimore breaks a couple tackles, pushes and carries a couple Tigers defenders, and it's going to make it 3rd down and 5, just like we saw last time. And last time they were in this same position, 3rd and 5, they had a fumble. So let's see what the Tigers defense has got in store for us now.
Yeah, you got to, put it on that defensive line right here to try to make another play.
Third down now. Handoff. And right hitting the backfield again. Another tackle for loss. And this time it's big number 91.
That's Josh Jones coming in there making a stop. He's Josh Jones, and then looked like Holden Hayek was back there too, but Josh has got, he's the first one you want off the bus when you pull up somewhere. He looks like a next level defensive end. And right there you saw with one arm just reach out there, grab the guy, and got to stop. And pretty much you're seeing Harris County's being able to keep the same 4 defensive linemen this whole game. You don't see much because of the only 7 points was on the defensive, an offensive turnover.
And now we're going to have a punting situation for Sandy Creek, another booming punt from the quarterback. And it is going to be returnable for Ogletree, who's going to set up Harris County with decent field position at the 44-yard line. Thank you to all our sponsors that make this possible, including Alliance Specialty Contractors. Thank you so much. DMCS.
Derek Moxley, the concrete service, he had Pate Park, the state champions. He put in the little placards in the ground.
Nice.
That was done by Derek. So if you need any kind of concrete, he does a lot of the driveways you see in Harris County, you'll see the DCMS sign.
And then we got Zach Moss, which you got Feed and Sons.
Yeah.
What are the 2 businesses in which is pretty cool that he's sponsoring us. But
yeah,
Zach, we appreciate your support, and thank you for your business and you and your dad's companies.
Yeah, he does Moss's Son Feed up in Pine Mountain, which is great. Then Zach has the Southeastern Sprays. He does all the outdoor repellent, get your yard, get all them bugs out. Especially, people watching football outside on Saturdays. You don't want them mosquitoes and everything else gnawing on you, until it gets a little bit colder, which is usually around November out here.
So thank you to Zach Moss. Thank you, River Life Church, and also Kutsu Sports.
Yeah.
Rick Beach going to be in Auburn for Auburn, Georgia tomorrow. That's going to be a good one. First down now. And Sevilla gets a carry and gets hit in the backfield for not much. The Menifee Agency, thank you so much. Also, Pacelli Viking Sports. Roger Beck, thank you for your support. And the Vikings, one of the premier schools around the area, Blue Ribbon School. They got a team that's probably going to win state again in football.
Their luck really changed when Dave Plata come and started doing their games.
Give Dave all the good luck, right?
Dave brought all the good luck with him. That's a look at sports.
I'm Dave Plata.
Yeah. Okay.
2nd down and long now. He's looking for Ogletree, and nobody even goes out except for Ogletree.
Looks like he lost the ball, but he maintained possession of it.
They're going to say he was down, Dana Barker does. And 3 defenders were with Ogletree anyway. Nobody was open. Now it's 3rd down and 20 for the Tigers.
Well, you can see Sandy Creek's already made the adjustment. If Harris County's going to throw the ball, they're going to take Rand out of Levi's toolbox and make him go. We've had a couple long passes this year. We've seen Levi throw to Rico Brown downfield. So maybe that's going to have to, he's number 8. Then Ross has some little tunnel screens that he can catch. That number 19 who's in the slot position.
Third and long. Screen pass to Ogletree, who breaks one tackle, not the second one. And this is going to be a punting situation as the play was called dead.
Watson's pass complete to Ogletree.
It looks like this game, you know, games kind of go the eves and flows. It looks like this game is finally getting in this level as both defenses are starting to trade blows back and forth. Christian coming in to punt. This guy's got a pretty big leg. You know, it's been fun watching him grow up, you know, out here punting when he was a little rally sophomore trying to punt it. And then sounds like a shotgun blast when he punts the ball now.
And that's going to be a pretty decent kick. And it's going to get a Harris County bounce. See if they can down it inside the 5. And now, if you're Sandy Creek, field possession game, you don't want to turn over here deep, deep, deep in your own territory.
Yeah, let's give it a shot. That was Q Walker. And then you had Skylar Williams coming down to dive that ball, kill that ball down inside the 2-yard line. Is that where they're downing that? Really good job, really good punt by Tamayo. And then the punt coverage team did a great job downing it. And now if you're that defensive line for Harris County, you got to be thinking 2 points right here.
And they're going to go shotgun position. And he's going to throw an out pass, which, good job moving the chain and getting out of your own end zone. Quick pass, and that's exactly what you want. Quick pass, run play, something to get you.
Quick to the outside. Get away from that defensive line. That's, you know, get away from Bishop Adams and T.J. Johnson, Josh Jones, and Holden, and let's just kick it out real quick. And I think Harris County will have to adjust to that because you might see more of it.
Right. Benson is going to throw. He has a man wide open down the sideline, Jace Ferguson. And back-to-back passing plays has Sandy Creek already near midfield.
Yeah, really good pass right there. You can see he put a hard line on that throw. It hit him in stride. Good play by Ty Durham to bring him down, preventing probably a touchdown. Harris County's moved Rand Ogletree in at safety. Like I said, he loves the ball in his hands, so he wants to get the ball in his hands in any way possible.
Pinson rolls out and takes a sack, and there is a guy that's already got 1 touchdown. Now he's got a sack.
Great play right there by Holden Hayak, containing on the outside, forcing the quarterback back to the middle. Then our man Matei come in and clean it up.
Yeah, you're not getting out of his grasp. 2nd down and long now for Sandy Creek.
Yeah, I like the time that blitz, calling that, preventing these short passes. Just go ahead and send your middle linebacker in a blitz and try to knock him down.
Homecoming night. And man, would this be special for the county to get a big-time upset, put them to 5-1, and put the state on notice that they may be trying to go for a state championship. Pinson got plenty of time all day, and he's going to take off and run, but gets about 4 or 5 yards. Great coverage, and it looked like more of a gimmick play, if anything. 2 receivers didn't even move from the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd down and 12 now.
Well, this is what you want to keep them behind the chains for this reason right here. Pretty good run by the quarterback, but they're not even back to the original line of scrimmage. So big 3rd down for Harris County. You could possibly get the ball back and maybe try to score going into halftime, or at least go into halftime with a score.
And because both these teams are running teams, the clock is moving. We haven't even played an hour of football yet, Rick. It's almost halftime. Pinson is going to throw it up. He has a man open, but going stride for stride.
Demetrius Brooks
is D-Rock Brooks' nephew. And looking like his uncle right there. Stride for stride, great coverage, good job. Not turning your head, but also not touching the defender, putting your hands up, reading the eyes of the wide receiver for the Patriots. And there's the big-time defensive play. This Tigers defense has been stout. Aside from that one bonehead play that there was a bonehead play that, a turnover. Aside from that, for Mr. Watson, he's played great. But this Tigers defense has given up nothing. The Patriots hadn't even got into Tigers territory either.
Yeah, that's what frustrates you when you have them turnovers, is if you just take the sack, let your defense get on the field and trust your defense to get the ball back. Having the off week last week obviously is a plus for the Harris County team in general, but this defense is playing, on another level with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder.
And there's going to be a punt that's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to bounce back. So good field position for Harris County. They got 3:27 right here. You don't want a silly turnover, but you got plenty of time. Another touchdown, go up by 2 scores heading into the half. That's a lot of momentum. And with this defense, and Sandy Creek has not even got into Harris County territory, that's got to make Coach Watson feel really good.
It has to. And I think right here you're going to try to run the ball. And if you could try to break one, it'll give you an opportunity. But worst case, you could run the clock down some and, maybe get a shot at a field goal. But if you can get a good run right here by Matei, it'll give you an opportunity to air it out some. Got a stack set down here at the bottom.
Walker in the backfield with Watson. And Walker's going to get the ball, makes a nice setter set move, and is still moving the pile for 5 yards. So the 3 running back tandem. Sevilla does a little bit of everything. He's a hard runner. He's also quick. He's got speed. Yeoman, we know about him. That's the power. That's the bruiser. But he can break away from linebackers. Secondary a little bit harder, but this guy is an all-around back. But then you got the scat back, the guy that is quick, fast, and phone booth quickness, as my friend DJ Jones says, is Walker. And they're going to hand off to Walker again, and look at those moves inside the tackle. And he's going to get Harris County and move the chains. That's going to be a first down.
Yeah, I expect Harris County, you got to keep doing that until, maybe you cross midfield, and then you might want to take a shot downfield. But right now, I'm content. I would be content with doing this, and 14-7, give yourself a chance at a field goal.
Harris County up 14-7 on number 4, Sandy Creek. Georgia Alabama Sports Live coverage. And Walker is who's getting the touches right now, and he's getting tough yards between the tackle. He more likes to bounce it on the outside. But he's getting that love in between the tackles too, and that's another 5-yard gain.
Yeah, and the more he can carry it, that's more time you give Yeoman, who just played your defense. Give him a little more time to rest. Is now we got Miguel, who also plays defense. He's a linebacker as well. Now it looks like Miguel's coming in there at running back. So Q Walker, that was admirable what he just did right there.
So Stacks on the far side. Man in motion. We got trips now. Watson setting up a screen for Miguel Savela, and they sniffed that out early. He does get about 3 yards to make it third and manageable now.
It looks like Sandy Creek going to let I'm by far, I just let the clock run down if I was Coach Watson right here and try to snap it. That way if you don't get it, you leave as little time as possible for Sandy Creek. Now if they're trying to get Rico got to go off the field. I don't know if they're trying, but you might want to try to get ran. You got him one-on-one down here at the bottom. There it is.
And he's going to throw it up to Ogletree. He turns around and makes an awesome over-the-shoulder catch. Great throw by Watson. And now they're saying hurry. Watson's saying let's move. We got them on their heels. They're tired. But that was an excellent throw from Levi Watson. Ogletree turning around. The cornerback. Yeah, and the cornerback wasn't even paying attention. He makes the play, and now they're set up inside the red zone. Hand off to Sevilla. Sevilla cuts back. Sevilla cuts back again. Sevilla carrying Patriots defenders. Are they going to carry him all the way to the end zone? And he gets down at the 1.
What a run. What a physical run right there by Miguel. Miguel was hit, got right by the line of scrimmage and just was carrying defenders, driving. And you know what? I think a little bit of that Matei, them coming up together and playing ball so long together, you know, that rubs off on one another. They got to outdo each other.
So that's going to be timeout. Sandy Creek, we're going to take a quick timeout. Thrift Behringer, Rick Beach, 14-7, and Harris County's at the 1, trying to go up by 2 touchdowns on the number 4 team in the state. We'll be right back live from the county. First and goal, I formation, power T, and hand it to Human. Human walks in for the touchdown. Nice job by this Harris County Tigers. And they have dominated. That's right, they have dominated this first half.
Yeah,
they have gave up nothing on defense and 3 offensive touchdowns. And aside from that fumble, they could be up 21-0, Rick.
Yeah, even you go up 21-7, you're giving the ball to Sandy Creek after the break. But this is probably the best half of football we've seen from Harris County in years.
Let's
just, you know, we can throw it back to the shout out to Jamie Foxx. The Jamie Foxx days.
That PAT is good.
PAT is good. Even that, we've hit 3 extra points. We're doing the little things. This is what Harris County football is all about. The atmosphere, the chill bumps you feel on your arms, that's because county football is back.
Hey, they are back. And Harris County, as he said, would be a huge win. And it has to start talking now. We show love to Carver. We show love to Pacelli, Glenwood, Central. Harris County wins this game the way they're playing now, and they win it in dominating fashion like they have in this first half. You got to start putting Harris County as one of the top teams in the area. You definitely got to put them top 10 in the state. And then you start thinking big, like maybe first, second round was going to be a great season too. We could get to the semifinals, quarterfinals, heck, maybe even a state championship run.
They say once you make it out of that second round, if you can get out of the second round of the football playoffs,
anything's possible.
Anything can happen. And, you know, we saw it with Troup County last season.
Yep.
They wasn't expected to make it far.
That's going to be returnable for Sandy Creek.
Yeah, you got to have a good coverage right here.
Stay in your lanes, and they don't. He bounces to the outside, and that's going to be decent field position for Sandy Creek to at least maybe get 2 plays to try to get in the end zone.
Yeah, see with Sandy Creek, if they want to, you know, it's going to take a little time for something to develop downfield. And with this Harris County defensive line, you know, you don't have that much time for that to develop. So see what they want to do here, or if they just want to run it and take it on in a halftime.
I have been thoroughly shocked at the whooping that defensive line has put on Sandy Creek. I did not think that it would be like, I thought it was evenly matched. But it's not just the defensive line, which is the strength of the Harris County team. It's been the offensive line. Yeah. They have moved people around. There have been big holes for the running backs who are elite athletes. It has been an overall, like you said, the best half of football Harris County's had in a long time. But we still got another half to go.
Right.
And Sandy Creek still the defending state champion. The game far from over with. But I like what I'm seeing from the Tigers. So Sandy Creek with 8 seconds left at their own 35-yard line. They need to get at least to the 50, and then I don't even know if they're just going to hand it off and they're going to run out the clock. They're ready to get to the half. And I think these Harris County Tiger fans, they should start clapping it up because what they just saw is the best half of Tiger football we've seen in a long time. Harris County 21, Sandy Creek 7. Matei Yeoman, sensational. Mr. Adams, 2 tackles for loss. And Levi Watson has been the better quarterback. We've still got another half to play, but the Tigers lead the Patriots as Georgia-Alabama Sports Live's coverage in the county. Welcome back here, Thrift Behringer, Rick Beach. Second half, Harris County, Sandy Creek. Harris County dominated the first half 21-7. They're going to kick it off here. But they did everything right and more. That bounce is going to go, and it's going to be returnable at the 1-yard line. Good coverage by Harris County, it seems. But then there's an open hole, and there he goes. and he gets tripped up at his own 37-yard line. Let's talk about that first half, Rick. Aside from one turnover, Harris County could be up 21-0. Sandy Creek was not able to get many first downs. They didn't even get in Harris County territory. Harris County dominated time of possession. They dominated the rushing yards, and they dominated almost every facet of the game, and that's why they're up by 14.
Yeah, this is an important drive for Sandy Creek and Harris County, but most importantly for Sandy Creek to try to, get something going, even if it ain't points, to move the ball. And to see, that was a homecoming ceremony for Harris County, to see what kind of juice Harris County has after such a long break.
Lattimore's got it, and Lattimore's going to bounce to the outside, and that's probably one of his best games of the day. This guy's getting recruited by all the top colleges in Division I, Rick, and he's been looked at by your love, Georgia Bulldogs. So we could see him in the red and black here in the near future. But great job by Harris County. They bottled him up. They haven't let him get on the outside. And to be honest, he hasn't had many runs inside either because they're so always behind the sticks with pre-snap penalties. It's one of the first times they're ahead now with 2nd and 5.
Yeah, you expect to see him get the ball here.
Nelson, great pass, and it could have been intercepted. Number 4 for Harris County had the ball go zip right by him. Demetrius Brooks, if his head would have been on a swivel, may have intercepted that. He could be running to the house for 6. It's going to make it 3rd down now.
That was definitely a fastball by the quarterback on that one. That ball had some zip to it.
Well, when you're getting sacked and you're getting a lot of pressure, you got multiple tackles for losses in offense, you're going to want to get the ball out quick. I think that was one of the keys for Sandy Creek's coach. Get the ball out faster. 3rd down now. Nelson. And that's a great pass and even better move. That's going to be a Sandy Creek first down. Rich Van Zant. I haven't heard Van Zant since the movie Heat. Do you remember that movie Heat with Al Pacino in it, Robert De Niro? De Niro was a bank robber. It was the last time I remember Van Zant.
Van Zant, I remember Leonard Skinner.
One of us talks about a movie, the other one goes country singer.
Yeah.
Only in the county.
That's
First down. Trips to the near side. And Lattimore's going to get it. And Lattimore's got a big hole, and there he goes. And just like that, he gets tackled by number 2, Ogletree. But that's the big play-making ability you can see with Lattimore.
Yeah, you see, that's what we've been waiting on Lattimore this whole game.
Yeah.
In the first half, Harris County did a good job of preventing that. And like you said earlier, keeping them behind the sticks was a big way of doing that. But now I think, Lattimore, you see his explosive ability is, even if you're behind the sticks, just give it number 2 right now.
Yeah. So they're at the 11. They still have enough room to get a first down. Patriots have not scored an offensive touchdown. I know it says 21-7. That's because first possession of the game, Levi Watson fumbles the football right in the hands of Sandy Creek. Pass over and knocked out of bounds. Jace Campbell with the stop. And I'll tell you, after Watson made that play, and he'll admit it, that wasn't a great play. He probably should have let go. His dad will say it. Probably a little bit of a bonehead play. But guess what? What does a senior do? He bounces back. He's a leader, and he's got his team rallied, and he threw some great, I'm talking about right on the money, long-distance throws that got them in scoring territory, and he was efficient in that first half.
Yeah, it really was. And, the long ball was popping, and here's a handoff to Lattimore.
And Lattimore is going to keep going, trucking, and they're going to stop him, and it's going to be 3rd down and short. Obviously, this is 4-down territory. Sandy Creek's not playing for field goals, down by 2 scores.
Right. And we said this is an important drive for Sandy Creek more than Harris County, you would think, on, showing some signs of life on offense, and they've done a very good job of that. So they got 4 shots from inside the 1-yard line here.
Nope, they are going to say first down, Rick. So first down now. And they're going to do a snap right to Lattimore, and he gets in, and that is how you want to start if you're Sandy Creek. About 6-7 plays, and they go right down the field, and they make this a 1-possession game. And that was all Lattimore.
Lattimore just positive yards, positive yards, positive yards. They did a couple quick passes like we talked about they have to do with this pass rush. And now, you finally showed that you got it. And if you're Harris County, you just took one back off the chin, you know you're in a fight now.
And you were going to get a fight. This
Right.
is a team that just won a state championship last year. If you
Absolutely.
thought they were going to turn and roll over and play dead, that's not the mantra of the Sandy Creek Patriots. So, big-time drive. Lattimore caught out of the backfield to start it off. Then he got it up the middle, had that big 30-yard run, and then a direct snap to him for the touchdown.
Yeah, you can see they got the resiliency of a championship caliber team still down up there at Sandy Creek. And this is where you get to see the fun. Harris County has a penalty is half the distance to the goal.
Right.
Sandy Creek has a false start. Now it goes back 5 yards.
Exactly
so you got
right.
a 1 yard penalty compared to a 5 yard penalty right now. It always kills me when that happens down on the goal line.
I think there's nothing more that would frustrate me as a coach than silly penalties that are pre-snap.
Yeah.
Literally nothing affected you from doing that. I understand holding sometimes, but not pre-snap penalties. That's just all discipline. So finally we're going to get the extra point, and that one is a line drive. Almost hit one of the Harris County players in the helmet.
That
And it's
like
going to be an 8-point lead, and that could be something you see later on in the game that could be a factor. Just remember this play.
Remember the missed extra point because now they're going to have to go for 2 if they score again.
Yep.
And, we've seen that before in the Russell County game where each team has to start going for 2, and it throws a wrench into things. Where if you're Harris County, if you could try to score and make that extra point and hurt them.
Harris County punted the ball once that second half, had a turnover on downs in Sandy Creek territory as they were driving, second possession of the game. First possession was a fumble for a touchdown, and then the other 3 were touchdowns. So pretty good half offensively from Harris County. Probably, aside from the fumble, their best half that we've seen. They did it through the air. They did it running the football. They did it every way they could possible. And that is why they were leading by 14. Now it's an 8-point game.
You just hope the break didn't, kill your momentum a little bit if you're Harris County. We're going to get a return here.
And there he goes. He's got a lane, and he's going down the sideline. Gets pushed out of bounds. Mr. Lewis. Man, look at that hold. No discipline we just talked about from the Sandy Creek kicking team.
Well, I'd say that's an answer if you're Harris County.
Right, and now they're going to start at the Sandy Creek. I'm trying to see where they 34-yard line.
And if you're Harris County, you have to stay within yourself. You gave up the touchdown, but stay who you are right here. Don't think you have to change anything about your philosophy, and I'd fully expect Coach Watson to stay within himself right here and to see more power run.
So Yeoman's in the game now with Watson. And there's a pre-snap penalty, going to be illegal substitution on Coach Watson. And Coach Watson is beside himself.
Oh, I can hear him now with the why. Well, you don't want to, we talk momentum. You had the momentum break at halftime. You get the kickoff return. We need a big play right here from somebody to keep it rolling on this offensive drive right here. And it looks like it's going to be Matei.
So 1st and 15 now. And they're going to give it to Matei Yeoman, and Yeoman gets almost back to the original line of scrimmage. So Harris County, you got Waverly Hall, you got Gatala, you got Pine Mountain, you got Hamilton, and Shiloh,
Gatala, Mountain Hill,
Fortson, you can put in there. So these are the different cities that make up Harris County. Harris counties are growing as more people are moving out here. They started off as a 2A school, and they moved up to now 5A. And thankfully, they didn't get reclassified again. If anything, and hopefully they would move down maybe to 4A. But this year's team definitely can compete with a lot of 5A teams. They're competing with a defending 3A state champion. And got moved by Matei Yeoman. Again, he's not just a power back. He can make moves inside the pocket and makes a great move right there. And it's 3rd down and about 7 or 8, which is more manageable.
Yeah, if you're Harris County, this is going to be a running situation for Harris County. You're in 4-down territory. So the run is not out of the option, you know, right here if you're Coach Watson, that try to run it, get 3 or 4 yards and get you in a 4th and short. We get down to 8 on the play clock. They're still looking at the sideline. Looking back, you got 5 on the play clock. False start. That's a brutal penalty right there, Thrift. You got a 3rd and 7.
False start called against Harris County.
We're in 4-down territory. You could, you know, pretty much run it or pass it. Now
Right,
you're going to be
for
looking
2
at
downs.
3rd and 12.
Right. Now you're probably going to have to go it in the air.
And, you know, if I'm Harris County, the pass play that does work, we haven't seen a hit today, but, you know, try to get a little tunnel screen action right here and try to get you 7, 8 yards on this and set up a 4th and short goal. A 4th and short situation to maybe, you know, you can go for it. You don't have to punt.
Watson gets a call from his dad. In the shotgun position. Watson fakes, and Ogletree falls down, but they are going to call pass interference. So just throw it up, and hopefully either he gets the ball or gets pass interference on, and they are going to call that, and it's going to be an automatic Tigers first down.
Yeah, you got to just throw it up right there. You're hoping Rand can beat his guy, and if he don't get beat, you hope that's the reason why he didn't get beat was there's a little bit of interference going on. So for Harris County, you know, that's a big, you got the chains back moving. You know, you just had 2 penalties in that one series right there that was going to prevent you from even, you know, maybe getting the ball. Now you're on first down. And they got to do a better job staying ahead of the chains right here because that you can't waste that kickoff. You can't waste that, you know. We saw Lewis take off down the sideline on that kickoff. You don't want to waste it now.
So 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. You don't want to waste good field position, as Rick Beach says, so they're trying to put it in on the doorstep of their goal line. They hand off to Yeoman. Yeoman bounces off. This is where he starts wearing down the defenses. He's still going 100 miles an hour, and everyone else is on fumes. He's fully gassed up. And my man Yeoman, they're doing hurry up. They're probably going to give it to him again. And why not feed the big man? And this time he does get hit, but he's bounced off a tackle and carries 3 more for close to a first down. And if I'm Coach Watson, I'm keep continuously going fast and rapid speed here.
You can see we talked before the game, Matei with the leg treatments he goes through on Friday. And it's really paying off because he's a phenomenal back. And now looks like they're going to go to that power T formation on this 3rd and short. With T.J. Johnson coming in the game, I expect to see a power T and just feed Matei up the middle.
3rd down and short. Hand it off to Yeoman. Yeoman gets stopped, but I think is enough for the first down.
Yeoman on the carry for a Churchill County first down for the Tigers.
And now they got the bigs coming out, and you got a little bit more of your hands team coming in with Colton Kennedy coming into the game. We saw him against Russell County, made a great touchdown catch. So him coming in the game opens up possibility if they wanted to throw the ball with Matei going into the H-back. And looks like Miguel's in the shotgun next to Levi.
So 1st and goal now. Levi's going to do the quarterback keeper, and Levi was 1 tackle away. And look, now we got maybe a personal foul, and there's another one, so it may be offsetting personal fouls.
Yeah.
And now he's got his helmet off, and I know that's going to fire up Coach Watson. You don't want to. This could be costly. You don't want that to happen if you're the Tigers. You've worked this hard to get down there, and don't let someone talking smack to you get you out of your element.
Right, because that's what they're trying to get you to do. If you're Sandy Creek, you have to right now because that's, like we said earlier, that's 15 yards the other way. It's only half the distance, though, if you're Sandy Creek. And now you're backing up 15 yards. That could be a really big penalty right there. So, it is a really big penalty.
Yeah, it is. And backs him up all the way to the 22-yard line. And
So
costly right there, Rick. Second down and goal now from the 23. Man in motion, open, over the middle, caught, touchdown, Levi Watson, the number 84,
Tim
the tight end, Tim Hudson.
Yeah, Tim Hudson, great kid, junior. He's got some visits. He was at Jacksonville State last week. Great kid. If you're in Harris County, go see him at Breaking Bread. He up there working on the evening times. But a great family, love him. Hamilton Titan.
Right.
You know, seeing him come in, that's a big play, his biggest play of the year.
Big play, great job, zone read, and just went right up the middle as a tight end, uncovered, and a great job by Watson just making sure he just get it to him. A little bit low, but a good catch by Hudson. And Harris County takes advantage of the great field position and is 28-13. Tigers. It's Trip Barringer, Rick Beach in the county on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
Matches the game. That's what it's supposed to be about, ain't it?
Get it to him. A little bit low, but a good catch by Hudson.
We got it.
And Harris County takes advantage. Stuff that motherfucking face, bro.
As part of this county, you know how special it is to enjoy a Friday night with friends and family.
What the hell, man?
I knew it
was something, man.
Like,
Like, why is it on fucking zero?
You watch this county grow and
Good, and all of a sudden,
we're proud of what has been accomplished, and we celebrate the achievements to come. The success of our team, our band, our cheerleaders,
That extra point
reflect
where
the
you
hard
kicked it
work
real
and
low.
dedication these programs bring.
I was about to say it looked like Coach
They
Beecher
are
hitting
all
some
part
phone
of a
go.
huge tradition that those that went before us have created. They're the continuation of that line in which we look to with pride. Go Tigers!
It wouldn't be no more.
Thrift Barringer, Rick Beach here, and Harris County just took great field position in for the touchdown. Here comes Keyshawn Kinney. He's got a good return, and it's going to be good field position for Sandy Creek. So both teams scored here in the second half. But I've just been so impressed with Levi Watson. You get back 15 yards. You're all the way down deep at the 7-yard line of Sandy Creek. Then you have a penalty that is unsportsmanlike, cost your team 15 yards. Now you're at the 22. The very next play, Levi says, okay, let me be Superman. Takes it, puts his cape on, throws an easy touchdown. Good play call by Tommy Watson.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to think Tommy had the confidence to call that play. We get a little short pass to the outside.
And that's going to be at
but
second down and
you're
short
talking
now.
with Levi, just how much he's matured. And now we got it's a chippy game going on now, Thrift. Another flag.
Well, and again, Dana and Barker and his staff, they're going to do a good job make sure that this doesn't get out of control. But also, you got to think if you're Sandy Creek, you ain't got punched in the mouth like this only once this year. You didn't get punched at all last year as you won a state championship. So, obviously, this is new territory for them. And if you're Harris County, don't let them take you out of your game. Right now, you have all the momentum. Do not cost your team by either getting ejected, 15 yards, or whatever it may be. So we're going to see what this penalty's on.
Yeah, if you're Harris County, you're still the underdog. You still keep that mentality.
Right.
Don't
Nobody's
change.
believed in y'all all year.
Right.
You went 2-8 last year. We talked about this, Rick. Nobody believed Harris County was going to be worth a dang this year. Nobody.
Yeah, and now you got the 4 wins in a row, but now you can have that win with a check mark next to it. Now you can have that win that says we're here.
Right.
You know, we're going to be a big-time state, and it looks like it's on Sandy Creek. And, you know, you're talking to Dan. I will say I expect them to pull the captains together if there's anything else and try to get rid of this cheapness. This is too good of a game to try to get lost on something like that.
And we appreciate you tuning in on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live YouTube channel and Facebook page. Like us, share the video, tag us. We got a good one here in the county. Harris County leads by 15 with 5:26 remaining here in the third quarter. That first half went by in record time, 50 minutes it seemed like. Clock was running, and Pinson is going to be back to throw. Throws it over to Keyshawn Kinney. He's the reason they're in this position right now, Sandy Creek, with a good return. That's going to make it third down now. And because it was after the play, it was 15 yards, and it was second down. So now it's third down and long, and this is where I'm calling his name, Mr. Adams, makes his appearance. Expect him to be coming in in a hurry, and I see him. He's on the far side right now, defensive end, and I know he's going to pin his ear back and try to get this big tackle for loss. He's already got 2 in that first half, Rick.
Yeah, right here we're talking 5 minutes left in the third quarter. This is a big stop if the defense can make it, so this is a big play in the game.
By the way, Russell County losing to Valley 14-7 at halftime. Pinson rolls out and heaves it, and that wasn't even close, even if his receiver was open, which he wasn't. And that's going to be 4th down. And again, if you're just now joining us, Harris County looking to go 5-1. The thing is, though, they're in the region's got McIntosh looking to go 5-1. Northside's already 4-2, and Northgate's 4-2. And all 4 teams sought to play each other. And guess what? We're going to be doing one next week, Harris County and Northside. That one, whew, talk about robbery and hard hitting. Get ready for that one. I don't know if you saw Kingston Rivers for Northside. He ran a man over for a touchdown a week ago. Him and Yeoman just taking people's heads. Kick is decent. Gets a little bit of a Sandy Creek bounce.
If you're Harris County, you got the ball at the 29-yard line. You know, it's time to grind it out right here.
This is where you want a 6-7 minute drive, right? You with 4:57, you'd like to get to the fourth quarter still on this same drive. And if you put another touchdown in, and even with 10 minutes left of the fourth quarter, that scoring 22 points in one quarter, in which they hadn't even scored but 13, 7 only offense or 6 only offensively all game. It's going to be almost insurmountable, I think, even for a state championship winning Sandy Creek team because of this county defense. And I think everyone's starting to learn now. Harris County's going to be in almost every game they play this year because of that defense.
Absolutely. You know, the linebacker core, the seniors with Sevilla and Yeoman coming in. It's just so much.
Brooks on the outside.
And then you look at that line as being what it is. But right now you got to lean on that offensive line. We talked about them before, Denver and Braxton. It looks like Levi's upset about having to burn a timeout in this situation.
I don't blame him, and he's screaming. His dad saying, calm down.
You know, it's the competitor in you.
But and that's what people don't understand if you're not a sports fan. And someone's saying right there that Levi's yelling at his dad, who is the coach. But if you're a competitor in that moment, it's high intense. And really anything in life that you do that's competitive, and in this field that we're in this market in broadcasting, it's intense.
Right.
Words will come out that probably shouldn't because you're all trying to make sure that you give the perfect broadcast or the perfect game, and you want to make sure everything's right. And if Levi didn't care and was a guy that, you know, wasn't a good leader, something like this wouldn't fire him up. But great leaders, you see it all the time in the NFL, you see it in the NBA. Leaders get mad, and that's okay. You just want to make sure it's controlled aggression. Yeah, you don't want to get out of control.
He gets the ball right here. He's not going to have that anger. He's not going to have that frustration.
Right.
He's going to motivate him.
There we go.
To make a play happen.
There we go.
You know, you can't do that in baseball.
No.
You can't do that in some sports.
But you can do it in this.
In football, you have to do it. In football.
It's like the gladiators, man. This is the Roman Coliseum. All right, Watson finally gets the call. First down at their own 29. He's going to give it to Quay Walker. Walker's going to bounce to the outside, makes one-man miss, and there goes Quay Walker. Ball on the ground, though. Looks like one of the Sandy Creek members may have had it, but then he didn't jump on it. And I think they're going to say it's Harris County's football. That would have been bad for Harris County. Would have took all the momentum out, but a great run right there from Walker.
Yeah, Gates made the cover right there on the sideline, wide receiver. You see him, number 5.
And if I'm Walker, I'm going up and saying, thank you, brother. Thank you.
Absolutely. Gates might have saved. You talk about a momentum play.
Yeah.
That would have been a big momentum change. But it wasn't. It's the first down.
Right. Stacks, Walker, Sevilla in the backfield, and they're actually going to give it to Watson. And Watson, he's going to carry it. He bounces off a tackler. It seems like every one of these Harris County running backs are just bouncing off people. And like you said about Watson, and the thing is, too, and I've caught a lot of games around this area. Dallas Crow of Glenwood, he's been great. He's been incredible. Christian Brown of Pacelli, Gary Gaither of Spencer, Matthew Mungan of Carver, Andrew Alford of Central. All these guys have been great. Teo Todd of Troup County. But a guy that doesn't get a lot of limelight is Levi Watson. And I think he's been one of the catalysts on why this Harris County team is so improved, because he has been improved. And that's credit to him and the coaching staff at Harris County.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll tag on that after this play.
It's going to be a screen pass to Ogletree. Ogletree breaks one tackle and still managed to get 3 or 4 to make it third and manageable.
So Levi, they lived in Upson Lee High School as a little kid. He was in Thomaston. And then, he was gone. They were up at Lambert High School doing that stuff in North Georgia, and people didn't know him. He'd come down as a junior, and you go 2-8. So people say, his dad don't know what he's doing. He don't know what he's doing at quarterback. And at 2-8, you can't argue that.
Yeah.
But he grew up. And now you're seeing what happens when a guy grows up.
And what happens when a coach believes in someone. And I know you say, well, that's his son. He's got to believe him. No, he didn't have to do that. Coach Watson's going to put the best players out there that give him the best chance to win. But it doesn't matter if it's your dad or it's just a coach. They believe in you. It gives you all the motivation in the world. And Yeoman is motivated on that carry. And I think he's going to move the chains. And look at what we're getting right now. We're getting a long, sustaining drive that's moving the clock.
And you
Run
talk
that
about
ball.
these running backs being physical. These running backs, let's give it to Coach Watson. We said Coach Watson, Coach Sweat being these physical offensive linemen.
Yeah.
The team is taking on his persona. They're taking on his identity is he's a physical guy. He wants a physical team. The defensive line is physical. It's nasty. The offensive line is physical. It's nasty. The running backs, even Little Q. Little Q gets in there at number 1. He's bouncing off people because he wants to take on what Matei and Miguel set up for him. So you're seeing a Coach Watson team tonight.
They're doing a good job by Watson.
Timeout. Looks like they got the timeout before the flag. I saw Coach, no flag.
They're waving off the flag. It is a timeout. And we're going to give some shout-outs to our sponsors. Alliance Specialty Contractors got a huge event coming up January 6th and 7th. If you're in the construction business and you have a lot of people in your family, so do I, you want to expand your brand, this event's for you. You're going to have people coming all over looking for remodeling their houses, getting their roofs done, whatever they may need. We're going to have all the different construction businesses there for you to give out your business cards, for you to expand your business, get more clientele. Alliance Specialty Contractors. Go to their website, Facebook page for more information to expand your brand coming up January 6th and 7th. The Menifee Agency. You want to quote, Dan Menifee's your guy, and I'm so glad he supports us. Pacelli Vikings, one of the top schools around the area. Thank you, Roger Beck, for your support. Pacelli Vikings looking to win another state championship. So you can watch that game. They got next week, we got Northside Harris County. You got Calvary. That's going to be our doubleheader. And then you got Brookstone taking on Pacelli for the Pacelli game. And Brookstone just beat the number 1-2 team in the state, Stratford, last week. So that rivalry is probably could be another state championship rematch. So that's going to be on Viking Live. A lot of great games in the area, but we got a good one here.
Got a great one here. Let's look at the Pacelli-Brookstone game. You have, no matter how, if one team gets good, the other team can't.
They're always even.
They're always even, no matter what's going on. That's a great rivalry.
Levi, bad snap. And just falls on it smartly.
Right. That's the difference in last year and this year, where he might try to pick that up,
and
kick
make a play,
and the other team recover it. So, don't make a bad play worse.
Right.
That's the number one thing in football.
But it's hard, and I know as an athlete, you always think, I can make a play. I don't want to accept this loss. But sometimes, like you said, a small loss is better than a big loss.
Right.
Taking a 10-yard loss instead of a turnover or a touchdown for Sandy Creek going the other way, come on, everyone's going to take the 10-yard loss. So 2nd down and 20 now. And that wasn't on Watson either. That was a bad snap.
It's a bad snap. And then we're going to happen throughout the course of the season.
Yeah.
You never want it to happen. And Braxton Waller wants it worse, at least than anybody. But he's been a hoss for you tonight. You've run behind 77 all night. Braxton Waller is a leader. So, he had a bad snap. I'd give the ball to Matei right here and let him run behind Waller because he's going to knock somebody over.
Derek Moxley, Concrete Services. They did Pate Park. Thank you, Derek Moxley, for your support. The River of Life Church, Kutsu Sports, Moss & Sons, Feedings.
Moss & Son Feed and Pine Mountain. And then Southern Sprayer is Zach with his spray your lawn, get the bugs out.
Oh, nice.
So, it's an extension of Moss. Here we go, passing.
Only man he has is Ogletree, and it's about 6 different Patriots that were following him. There's only one that went out. They were like, yeah, we're not getting beat by this guy. You're going to throw it to someone else. It's going to be 3rd down and long now.
If you're Levi and it looks like they're just going to have that one receiver route because he rolled out this way. And that's fine. He did the right thing. Yet again, a little sign of maturity. Throw it out of bounds, live the fight another down.
Terry Johnson Agency. Terry Johnson, Jerry Ring Crosby. I love Terry Johnson. That's a good man. He's taking care of the communities. If you want to quote today, call Terry Johnson. He is a guy that he does all my insurance needs. He's got me with great car insurance, house insurance, and home, auto, life insurance. Terry Johnson Agency. Third down now.
Screen to ran. Nope.
And that's a smart play. Just throw it out of bounds and take the loss and punt it away. You're still up by 2 touchdowns. Drive stalled right there because of the bad snap.
Well, it looked like they tried to set up a screen. They put Rand at running back and had him set up for a middle screen.
Yeah.
And it kind of got blown up. So, yet again, Levi just threw it away, which is okay because, on a 3rd and, 2 acres right here you have, sometimes it's going to be a draw or a screen. About the only options you have. You need a big punt right here if you're Harris County. You need Christian Tamayo to really get into one.
4th down. Also, Alex Quinney, All-State Agency. Alex Quinney graduated from Glenwood, a really good friend of mine. I know him. I know what he is to people around the community, and I know he means a lot to people around here, and he's done a lot for them. So call Alex Quinney, All-State Agency. Again, thank you for your support. The Columbus Lions. I'm going to be the play-by-play announcer for them. They had open tryouts. Damian Daniels, the Nighthawk. He former player in the Chattahoochee Valley Hall of Fame. He's the coach now. Lions selling season tickets for only $150. If you go now and put in Georgia or Sports Live, that's right, only Sports Lives, you get 20% off already cheap season tickets. So you got to put in our tag, Sports Live, and guess what? 20% off season tickets. You don't want to miss that. They're in a new league, and they won a championship last year. Looking forward to Lions Sports Visions and Morehouse School of Medicine. Of course, we got the Q1073 van in the building. Love to be a part of the PMB broadcasting family. Kissing 99.3. All of them are hyped up this game. They knew we were going to be here. So thank you to PMB Broadcasting. Real people, real radio. And Q1073 today's top 40, today's best music. Punt. And that is a skyrocket. And that one's going to be bounced inside the 15. The punter
Christian
is Mr. Olson. Christian Olson?
No, it's Christian Tamayo.
Oh, Christian Tamayo.
But,
that was about a 60-yard bomb.
When he started punting a couple years ago up here, he was a little skinny kid, all arms and legs, and he was kicking it all over the field. And then he had a game last year against Hardaway where it just snapped, and the kid's really coming to his own as a punter. And this year, he's become a man punting the ball.
You know what I'm sniffing right now? I'm sniffing a Tiger turnover. Let's see if we can't get one. Low snap, screen pass, over, and good blocking. But way to clean up the tackle, this Bishop Adams. That was thrown to number 6, Rich Van Zant. It's going to be 2nd down. About under a minute left here in the 3rd quarter. 7-7 here in the 3rd quarter. Harris County leads 28-13, trying to get the biggest win, I would say, in the last 20 years in not program history, but in the last 10 years at least. It's going to be a huge win against the number 4 team in the state, defending state champion Sandy Creek. Pinson looking, now he's going to take off and run, makes a man miss and bounces to the outside. And there's a fumble on the play! And it goes out of bounds.
That was Miguel.
I literally just caught it.
Yeah.
You heard the excitement in my voice. I thought, uh-oh, we got a turnover. But there is the 1st down.
It's surprised how much Sandy Creek's wanting to throw the ball and not just give it to Lattimore.
And
balls
he
out.
Gets
balls
out. That was a big hit. Is it Harris County football? They're saying they got it. No.
That was Rico Brown came in and laid a really good shot to the chest.
Official timeout call.
So it's going to be second down, and because I guess that was incomplete, there is a couple of coaches on the field for Sandy Creek.
I think they thought there was an injury. You know, that's twice the ball's been on the turf, and Harris County ain't been able to jump on top of it because of the sideline both times.
So second down and 8. Final play of the third quarter. Penson's going to do a late delayed handoff to Lattimore, and Lattimore gets about maybe a yard.
Yeah, Josh Jones tripped him up at the line. That was a pretty good play. Hey, we're going to the fourth quarter.
And now we're headed to the fourth. Harris County up by 15 on the number 4 team in the state. It's Thurip Behringer and Richard Beach, a.k.a. Rick Beach of Kutsu Sports. We'll be right back after this. It's Georgia Alabama Sports Live in the county. Welcome back here. Thurip Behringer, Rick Beach, Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And movement. We're going to see what that's on.
Offside call against the Tigers.
That's what you can't have if you're Harris County.
No, at all.
You got 12 minutes.
And now it's going to be third and more manageable. 3rd and 8, a lot different than 3rd and 3. A lot more. The playbook starts opening up more on 3rd and 3. Benson trips to the near side. Going to hand it off to Lattimore, and Lattimore gets hit and doesn't go anywhere. He may even lost a few yards. It's going to be 4th down, and obviously Sandy Creek's going to go for it. And this, I'm not going to say it's going to be your ball game, but it is a pretty big play in a 2-possession game, and Harris County gets it in their own in Sandy Creek territory. They score a touchdown, it could be over.
Yeah, right here, this is where you lean on that defensive line right here for Harris County. It's going to be interesting to see what Sandy Creek wants to do. Do they go away from the defensive line, or you just run Lattimore right in the teeth of that beast? That's Bishop towards us.
Penson running for his life and gets out of the outstretched arms of Bishop Adams. He had him for the loss. Penson is a mobile quarterback, and there's going to be a Sandy Creek 1st down.
Yeah, it looked like Bishop Adams had a chance at him and just out of reach in the backfield. That would have been a huge sack. But, that's why you have mobile quarterbacks in this day and age of football. Keep plays alive.
So 1st down at the 50. Screen pass over to Lattimore. They may have hit the ground. And yeah, Dana says that, let's stop that before someone gets hurt.
Dana would kill me how animated he was with the call. That's a consummate pro, though. That is a top-notch official. That's the 2nd time Harris County's been able to have him up here.
And he did a good job calling that Russell County game.
Absolutely. Then last season we had him a couple times, and his crew's always top-notch because, he runs they're great. You just see, if you follow him on Facebook, one of his many pages, incomplete, unsportsmanlike on Sandy Creek.
So that's going to kill Sandy Creek. That's going to move them way back to the 35 now. And that is not what you want if you're the Patriots. And that's several bonehead plays and bonehead penalties and just nonsense, unsportsmanlike conduct. That's something outside of the game that should not happen, and that has killed Sandy Creek multiple times on drives.
See what this defensive line does on this.
Benson's going to throw it deep, and he has a man open, and he caught that ball and falls down at the 25. Van Zant runs right past the Harris County secondary. After going back 15 yards, they go for 50, and now it's 1st down Sandy Creek in Harris County territory.
Yeah, that'll knock you back on your heels if you're Harris County. And you gotta throw a punch back right here if you're this defense. You just had him, launch one up, just kind of throwing it up. We've seen that throughout the night. So you're hoping right now you can make a play on defense and try to keep him out of the end zone for the longest possible right here.
Sandy Creek. And there's Van Zandt again. Van Zandt breaks a couple tackles, gets hit hard, but not before an 8-9 yard gain. Again, 2-possession game, but plenty of time. The game's far from over with. And we got an official timeout.
Official timeout call.
There is an injured player on the field. We're going to take a timeout too. Thrip Behringer, Rickard. Rick Beach. Don't have co-hosts and color analysts have the same name. You're going to mess it up.
Every time.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live in the county. Benson makes a couple people miss and then gets a first down and moves the chains. He's showing why his athletic ability has been one of the reasons why Sandy Creek has been so good, and he's carrying them on this drive.
Yeah, Harris County's got to find a way to get him, contain him into that pocket a little bit better. They're letting him get out a little too much on this drive and just creating some bigger plays, some drive-sustaining plays.
28-13. 10:08 remaining in the fourth. Sandy Creek down by 15 to the Tigers. Pass is caught, and they're not going to say it hit the ground. They said he got his hand underneath it. Did they blow it dead? They did blow it dead. He'll be 2nd and 1.
They're going to talk it. Looks like, no, they're going to keep it going. If you watch this quarterback, he takes his hands down. If he sticks his hands from the down position to up is when the snap's coming.
Yep.
You would think Harris County's got to pick up on that too.
Right.
And, that's when the snap, if you see his hands go down, then he swings them back up, there's the ball.
Pinson looking, got all day. Looking. Now he's going to take off and run, and he gets stopped. Is enough for the first down, so it'll be 1st and goal now inside the 5 for the Patriots.
1st and goal for the Patriots.
Bishop, and they won't call it. You see the frustration coming out on Bishop Adams on these plays. The tackle's pretty much holding him on the plays, and, it's just getting by the official's eye.
Tall sweep to Lattimore, and Lattimore is going to be hit hard and
stood up
right there. Maybe a yard to make it 2nd down and goal now.
Second goal for the Patriots.
If you're thinking Sandy Creek scores right here, they're going to be going for 2 to try to pull it within 7.
And there he goes. He loads up, and it's going to be 3rd down now. Screen pass.
You got
to nothing.
Admire it right here from Harris County, not just, letting them into the end zone right here. They're fighting it tooth and nail every play on this drive.
Direct snap to Lattimore. Lattimore gets stood up, but falls in for the Patriots touchdown. And they're 2 points away from making this a touchdown game.
But if you're Harris County, if you could keep this 2 from happening, you're looking at a 2-possession game with 8 minutes to go. So this is a big 2-point conversion.
But also, if you don't get it, like you said, it's a 9-point game.
Yeah. So this is big for Harris County. Looks like they're going to do some kind of crazy formation with the offensive lineman lined up at the top. Oh, yeah, they're just going to snap a hand. This is Lattimore. Ain't nobody. Ball's behind him.
And there, Penson's just going to fall on it, and Harris County gets a big break And it's going to be Brick Beach is excited on that one. 28-19. Great job by Harris County making sure that they don't get the two-point conversion. And now Harris County, with 8:08 remaining, they need a long sustaining drive. If they can put this in the end zone, they can put this team away. But still enough time for Sandy Creek to get a stop, another touchdown, and get the ball back. But that was a big two-point conversion they didn't get.
And this is where, if you're Harris County, you have to prove to yourself more than anything that you can finish these games, that you can finish a big game and win a big game. And like we said, they were 2-8 last year. They didn't have this opportunity. You know, the 2 wins last year, you know, Shaw was kind of a blowout in the Drew game. Then this year they've had some hard-fought wins, the Russell County buzzer beater field goal. But can you get a lead on a good team and hold on?
Yep.
And that's what we're seeing tonight. And let's see if they can do it. You're 8 minutes away from, you know, I'll say the biggest win. They beat a 7A school 2 years ago, Noonan, and Rico Brown.
Brown gets it past the 30, up to the 32-yard line, and that's where Levi Watson and his offense takes over, and he is pleading to them. No turnovers, no silly mistakes. Let's get a long sustaining drive, and let's put the nail in the coffin and get this game to the end of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, but scoring is what you want to do, right? But if you could take a 4 or 5 minutes off the clock and punch it in, you're just, you know, icing on the cake as far as that. But right now, let's just one first down at a time. Did you see who's in that running back right here? So I think everybody in the whole Harris County knows.
Give the ball to Yeoman at number 43, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to rely on Big Baby to get that run and hopefully put this game out of reach. And now they're asking for a late hit. Could have been one. Dana Barker is telling the Sandy Creek Patriot, you almost got flagged right there. You better start acting up.
Yeah, you know, we got real chippy there early in the third, and it's kind of eased off, but, you know, you got to think if you're Harris County, you cannot fall for Sandy Creek's games and, you know, create a penalty right here.
Right, and they're trying to bait you at this point. 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, play clock at 10. You've only got one timeout left. 3, 4.
That could have been an off.
Yeah,
either offsides, that could have been a false start, could have been anything, but nothing was called.
It looks like the H-back and the offensive line just went at 0, and it worked out for Harris County, but they might have got away with a little bit of movement on that one, or they might have just timed it really well.
3rd and short now, and I think everybody knows where you should go with it, but I think even Sandy Creek knows where you should go with it. Maybe throw a wrench in the soup right here and
they've done it twice. They've thrown it to Miguel one time in the flat and Matei the other time in the flat. So that is an option in the power T that we're going to see. But I think on 3rd down, they're going to give it to Matei or Miguel on this power T and let it ride.
And they're going to hand it off to Miguel Sevilla. Sevilla, I don't think he got enough. I think it's going to be 4th down, and this is a big 4th down right here.
Yeah, you can't, once your feet shift side to side in short yardage, you're done. You're not getting that short yardage. You saw Miguel, the hole closed up, and he shifted to the left, and right then you're not getting short yardage on that gain. Given Matei, you don't see him shift his feet at all. Here we go.
And they're going to do a quarterback keep, and I think, depending on the spot, looks like it's a generous one for Harris County, and it's going to be enough for the 1st down. And Dana Barker says, you ain't got to bring the chains out. And clock still running with 5:46.
Yeah, I like the push. I like the call. I wasn't a big fan of the spot right off the bat, but it, you know, paid off pretty good. But there we go. Like I was saying earlier, one first down at a time. And if you're taking, that took a couple minutes off the clock. And if you're Harris County, you have to be clock watching it this time.
For everyone that's tuning in, we apologize. It is choppy. I know you can hear us. We're trying to make this more of a radio broadcast. We had an internet fix. But again, we are here deep in Harris County, and it is very choppy. Nothing we can do about that. We'll try to maintain. And Yeoman almost broke it. So please, just keep with us, and we're trying to maintain it. Just cannot get it to stay the way we want it to, but a big run right there by Yeoman.
Yeah, big run. That's what you want on first down. Now you're way ahead of the chains. You know, it looks like they're not taking the heavies off. You're running this power tee. We've seen them do this a couple times this year, and this is what you want in the fourth quarter. This is what you're doing them early morning practices for. This is what you come out here in the summertime in 100-degree heat, is this fourth quarter, can you put a team away, and not just any team, the number 4 team in the country.
Second down, T formation, and they give it to Yeoman. Yeoman, I mean, the entire defensive line just said, let's just fall down right here so he can't have nowhere to run.
Yeah, there's 11 people up in the box. If you're going to have something, line up in that power tee and let Miguel, who's the fastest of the backs, get out there and maybe he can do a wheel route or something, you know, get in the flats and try to get him some momentum up and get a first down on a pass. But I fully expect to run right here with 4 minutes to go in the game. And remember, Sandy Creek only has 2 timeouts and 2 possession game.
We will upload the entire video, and it will not be choppy when you see the replay tomorrow if you are just now tuning in. So the replay will be up tomorrow on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Facebook page and YouTube channel. So luckily for us, we did record it, and next time we're here in the county, we are going to make sure we don't have any internet issues. And there goes Levi Watson. Look at that play call. Great job, and just falls down for the first down. Good job by faking the keep to Yeoman. Everyone, including Sandy Creek, thought that's where he was going, and he just ran on the outside for an easy first down.
Yeah, we've seen, I keep saying, you know, twice this year they've passed out of that power tee. I try to keep up with the funny plays they run out of it, other than just give it to Matei. And, you know, the first time they've ran that one, and what a time to break it out, is a time, you know, probably the biggest moment of the game on that third down. Every moment's big now in the game, but 2 possessions is getting bigger and bigger and bigger the lower that clock gets. Here we go, power tee again, Thrift.
First down, handoff to Yeoman, and Yeoman running hard. And now Sandy Creek does have 2 timeouts. When are they going to start using them? As we're getting to 3 minutes left in this one. 28-13 County. Trying to get the biggest win of Coach Watson's career, the biggest win in Harris County in the last 10 years. But the Tigers on the map.
Yeah, you want to talk from where they were last year to where they are now. You want to talk, people even winning 4 in a row, there's some doubt about how good this Harris County team is, you know, taking shots at the team opponents that they may have beat. But here we go. Let's see if they can keep running this clock down, grind it down.
They're going to give it to Yeoman again. And Yeoman carries the Patriot defender, and that's going to make a third down and short, and we're almost at the 2 minutes left.
There's a timeout by Sandy Creek.
And timeout, yeah, Sandy Creek.
You know, the big wins, and beating Noonan as 7A school a couple years ago, Jamie Fox's last year, that was Harris County's first win over a 7A school. It was huge, but at the time, you look at where Harris County football was, and now where they were last year, 2-8, Coach Watson. There was some doubts. Running kudzu, I hear everybody's complaints. I hear everybody praise. I hear a lot of complaints.
And they thought that he's not it, that he was going to be fired. How do you get rid of? How do you go from Coach Fox to Coach Watson, and now you're not as good, and he's starting his son. His son should be starting the quarterback, and now you're looking at a team that's going to be top 10 in the state after this win.
Yeah, and you're looking at a team that's going to not only be projected to win the region, but you're going to see a locker room over that brand new indoor facility, by the way, you see in the background. That locker room is going to be full of guys that expect to win the region now.
So, 2:18, Sandy Creek is third down, only has 1 more timeout. If Harris County can get this first down, the game will be over with.
Pistol formation now.
And Yeoman gets it, and Yeoman carries it, and Yeoman gets the first down. And you get a boom from Coach Watson as he yells to the crowd. And you got a fired up Harris County sideline. We're getting hugs, and we can start feeling it It's in the air tonight. Harris County is going to knock off the number 4 team in the state.
Yeah, right now you just got to just snap, run the clock down right here, and really just up. Is this going to be a sideline
warning.
On Sandy Creek?
On Sandy Creek.
Wow.
Sandy Creek has had 3 unsportsmanlike penalties, a sideline warning. Just unraveled here.
I'll say in their defense, last year you win state by having an experienced team.
Yeah.
Some of these
They're
guys,
young.
Their best players are sophomore.
Yeah.
They've never lost. Now this is the second loss. Shout out to Coach Kelby Holt, the offensive coordinator at East Coweta. He was at Harris County before going up there. So their only loss was the Kelby Holt, who is a fantastic offensive mind, big name coach in the future in the state of Georgia, not this area, in the entire state. Kelby Holt is going to be a fantastic head coach somewhere.
All right, first down, and Harris County's hugging each other. The boys, you know how much this means to them. All the heartache they had last year. Student sections getting ready to run onto the field. And this is what you love about high school sports, is Yeoman keeps running hard. No extracurricular activities.
Looks like TJ was finishing his block on a guy that was not quite as big as he is, and he really finished it and put it through it.
A minute left here. From start to finish, a thorough beatdown of the number 4 team in the state. Aside from the fumble touchdown, it's been 28-7, 28-6 since then, or 28-13, excuse me.
The best formation in football, the victory formation coming in.
And Watson takes the knee.
You hear
and Harris County upsets the number 4 team and state of 3A. And if you don't know, now you know. Harris County is one of the best teams in 5A and expecting to make a deep playoff run. They got a big one next week against the region champion, former region champion Northside. Cannot wait. As we still
down the field a little early.
Levi threw off his helmet. His dad said we still got one more play.
Yeah, and it came at Dana, about to hit Dana, and luckily he turned around. Maybe the helmet throw wasn't the best idea, but you know what? Celebrate this.
This is a big win.
Okay, right now, you're going to get hit with a penalty. Celebrate it. It's going to be on either team. Georgia won against Ohio State. Remember when that field goal was no good, still time on the clock. You got hit with a penalty. You know what? That's one time as a coach, so be it.
Right.
I'd rather get a penalty for celebrating a huge win than a penalty when we're getting beat by 9 points and we're walking off the field losers.
Yep. Great job and great by this Harris County coaching staff. They had a game plan, dominate time of possession. They had a game plan, run the ball down their throat. They had a game plan, get after them, have a lot of tackles for loss, do not give up many big plays. They accomplished all that, and they were the better coach team. They were the better playing team, and Harris County got to go to 5-1. They take on Northside next week, who's 4-2. Still got region play ahead of us, but the future is bright for this 2023 Harris County team. Man, what a victory for them. In your wildest dreams, Rick, when the season started, did you think something like this was possible?
No, I don't think anybody thought 5-1 with a victory over Sandy Creek was possible. You look at the troop game, although it was a thorough loss scoreboard-wise, Harris County showed heart that game. And, listen to the crowd. Listen to the crowd as I go off the field. This is county football.
As the students run onto the field, Harris County, the sleeping giant, not sleeping anymore, upsets the number 4 team, Sandy Creek. Levi Watson was great. Matei Yeoman, always dominant. But it was that defense that bottled up one of the top players in the state, and Mr. Amari Latimer. Jalen, the quarterback, Dalen Pinson was pretty good for Sandy Creek, but I got to give a shout-out to Tommy Watson. For those who didn't believe, give people more than a year. They need time to establish their culture, and it's been established now, and a huge victory as you see the joy and elation from the Harris County coaching staff.
Oh, absolutely. You look down there on the field, after the Russell County, I think it was more disbelief that they won the game the way they did. Now they came in, they dominated, they had the lead at halftime, and they never buckled. They never fell over. As soon as the extra point sailed for them and they separated a little bit, they kept the separation. They answered back with the score. They had the big kickoff. So you're looking at a Harris County team that showed tonight, not only can they win, they know how to win now.
Well, Rick, thank you so much for being a part of this. Kutsu Sports is going to be live for a Georgia game tomorrow. If you're watching the game, I know it's a bit choppy today. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We'll have the replay up tomorrow. You'll see it. It'll be clear, HD, and you'll enjoy what was a fantastic game for the Harris County Tigers on homecoming night, upsetting the number 4 team in the state. From Rick Beach, I'm Thrift Behringer saying thank you for watching the Georgia-Alabama Sports Live High School Showcase. Next week, we got a doubleheader. We got Calvary at home. First time we're going to be at Calvary. And me and Rick, we're going to be on the call again for Northside Harris County, probably 1A, 1B matchup next week. We also got Brookstone Pacelli as well. Make sure to tune in on Sunday. CB Utes Prepper Practice Fall League. If you like basketball, Connor Clone, he plays for Harris County. That guy can ball, along with other great players, including from Central Auburn, Shaw, Hardaway, and all the different high schools around. If you like basketball, watch that 3 o'clock on Sunday. Thank y'all so much for tuning in tonight. Harris County wins this one 28-13. The Tigers of County victorious, looking to win the region for the first time in years. I hope you have a great night. Be safe. Harris County's victorious.